I have a treat for you guys today. I found a series of interesting videos to show you. The first one is of Sneako speaking with an authoritative figure within the Muslim community. Let's go ahead and consider what happens every time he says the word kafir and we replace it with the N-word. Let's consider that, shall we? All right, let's see this video.
I've been struggling with this one ever since I read this hadith, which I have to admit I didn't like when I read it.
Listen.
No, Sheikh, tell me.
First of all, we as Muslims have to have submission, certainty, no questions asked, no strings attached. This is Quran, I believe it. Do you fully embrace it? Yes.
Yes.
No questions asked. This is a hadith. Do you take it? Is it authentic? Is it?
That's what I read, yeah.
Then if it's authentic, it's from Allah. How could I be shaky? Because if you want to be shaky, this means that you don't have certainty. And when you don't have certainty, you're this close to flipping to the dark side.
But, I mean, how are we able to judge how authentic hadith is, or...?
You don't. How do you judge whether this neurosurgeon who's going to do a spine cord surgery on you is authentic or not?
Judged by opinions of other people.
Okay, so by whose people?
The professionals.
Professionals. So you go to the scholars.
That's
of
why I'm asking you.
I'm coming to you. I'm not answering yet. I'm just setting the foundation for the belief. The biggest problem we have with the Westerners from America and from Canada and from Europe is that they don't have their Islam on cemented area. They're so easy to flip to the other side. And that's why you find many of them starting to be good and strong and mashallah, and all of a sudden, I have doubts. Why? The Prophet married Aisha when she was 9. Ooh, you're a kafir. If you doubt the Prophet ﷺ for a second, you're a full-fledged kafir. Get the heck out of my house. Don't even think about it. No second chances. Islam is crystal clear. The Prophet said, I've left you on Islam which is as clear as night and day. There's nothing ambiguous in it. So if someone has the hesitation and is not certain, you know how many counseling sessions I do over the year? Thousands. I counsel people for money. They come to me, they pay me $220 per hour. I'm cheap. So what's the problem? And they come to me and say, Sheikh, I'm not certain that Allah exists. And you're a kafir. End of call. Watch out. If you doubt something in Islam that is beyond doubt, the Prophet ﷺ, if you look down at him, if you think bad about him, if you think something wrong with the Quran, if you think Allah Azza wa Jal is unfair, you're a kafir. We don't have to beat around the bush. But if you have a doubt, why did this happen? I'll explain it to you. This is why I'm here. You say, I don't know why the Prophet married Aisha when she was 9 and he was 50 years of age. It doesn't sound good, but I accept it. Do you think bad of the Prophet ﷺ? Is he a pedophile? Astaghfirullah. I would be a kafir thinking this. But I just want justification. I explain it to you. And I'll remove all doubt in your head.
As we can see from this very learned individual, anyone who dares disagree with him or any Islamic scholar that's ever made a determination, well, you're a piece of crap and a kafir and basically the Arabic version of the N-word. You don't matter, your opinion doesn't matter, and this is what we've invited into our countries. Now you tell me, is this compatible with our values? People speaking like this, they were literally laughing about it, like they thought it was the most hilarious thing in the world. Can you imagine if they just did use the N-word instead of that? And then we all saw them laughing about it. Yeah, that's exactly like what we're turning a blind eye to. I hope we realize this, guys. Now, if we hadn't just seen the video I went through, I would honestly believe that this is probably sketch comedy, what we're about to see right now. But considering I've seen this guy on other channels where he's seriously talking about this stuff, it's probably a safe bet to take him literally. Alright, let's see what this guy has to say. I'm sure that beard has very, very interesting worldviews to speak on.
My sisters, you have to understand that you do not just have to fear the perverted eyes of the men, the evil eyes of the perverted men that are watching you and undressing you with their eyes as you walk down the street, looking so beautiful in your clothes, tight, makeup, perfume, attractive, alluring. It's not just the perverted eyes of the evil men, but rather you also have to understand that you are being watched by the demons from the realm of the jinn as well. And many a time it happens. So much I have dealt with these situations, my beloved sisters, that there is a sister and a jinn falls in love with her. So he attaches himself to her. And she is now possessed. And many a time it happens, I have seen that because the jinn is in love now, he destroys the girl's life. He doesn't allow her to get married. Anytime she moves to getting married, he destroys, stops it from happening. Or, if she does get married, he causes problems between the husband and the wife. And they're not happy. Wallahi, I beg you sisters, when you wear that perfume, yes, you're disobeying Allah. Fear Him and fear the next life. And that makeup and those tight clothes, if you're not wearing your jilbab as you should be wearing, then not only are you angering Allah, and if you do not fear Allah, at least fear the fact that the shaitan can possess you. Wallahi, it's not a joke. This is not hocus pocus. Wallahi, these are things I have seen, I've dealt with them. Personally, I've dealt with these situations. So please cover yourself. Protect yourself. And read your adhkar to make sure that...
Clearly this is a learned, stable individual. He believes in demons, jinns, and thinks that makeup, perfume, and or tight clothing can bring them out of people. Especially men. Now ladies, here's some advice for you. Why don't you find your nearest blanket, cut 2 holes out of it for your eyes, and throw it in a dumpster, leave it there for 3 days, and just wear it every day of your life for the rest of your life. This way, you can make sure that you don't bring those awful demons out of us leering men who just can't control ourselves if you're wearing makeup, perfume, and or tight clothing. Doesn't this sound like something everyone should be interested in? Now everybody's been wondering, what's going on in Britain? Why does everything feel like it's falling apart? Well, here's one of their most important politicians telling you exactly what the British's priorities are right now. Let's take a listen.
Hate crime amongst Islamophobia.
Muslim Heritage Month is a great opportunity to recognise the immense contributions Muslims have made and continue to make to British society.
Like what?
I want to thank the Muslim Women's Network UK for leading on this important work.
What work?
Muslims have been a part of Britain for centuries, from the early sailors and traders of Assam, Bengal and Yemen, to the growing port cities communities of East London, Liverpool and South Shields in the early 20th century. In both world wars, thousands of brave volunteers from pre-partition India, the Middle East and North Africa fought and died for Britain, for our freedom.
That's it?
After the Second World War, many former soldiers answered the call to help rebuild the nation. This month's theme, The Ties That Unite Us, captures it perfectly. Just as Muslims have contributed to our shared history, they will continue to shape our shared future, educating children, driving innovation, excelling in medicine, in law, sport, public service, media, the arts, while strengthening communities in the process. This month, let us celebrate our nation's diversity and champion the invaluable contributions of British Muslims to national life. I want to wish everyone observing Ramadan Mubarak during this holy month.
Well, Britain, as you can see, you're pretty much officially screwed if you continue having politicians like this. If you keep electing these kinds of dummies, I don't know how you guys expect to get out of this mess you've put yourselves in. You know, you've allowed people to prey on your conscience, prey on your good sympathies, and now look, they've basically taken over your cities, and they've elected these Muppets to represent you, to literally basically tell the Muslims that are abusing you that you're sorry that they aren't abusing you easier. Yeah, good job. I really feel sorry for you guys. I wish I could, honestly help you in some way, but satire is basically all I got. Sorry.